This is very true, that certainly in dogs it's considered that probably up to 30% are clinically overweight. In cats, again, a species that we have traditionally felt has been a healthy animal as far as weight is concerned. Cats, as opposed to dogs, tend to be browsers. They'll come back and eat a little, go away, come back and eat a little, whereas with dogs I often use the expression, there's no tomorrow. It's also interesting to remember that scratch the surface of any dog, any breed, Chihuahua, Great Dane or whatever, and basically the genetics are you've got the wolf. And remember that in the wild, that wolf packs, although they're very efficient hunters, not quite as efficient as wild dogs of Africa, who have the highest score rate of kills, but they'll probably only make a substantial kill every 2 or 3 days. The other thing to remember is that when a pack hunts, it hunts. It's using up energy chasing its prey, whereas literally in domestication, although we take our dogs for walks, it's nothing like the exercise they would get through hunting. And then what do? We feed them, literally, we feed them off a plate.
And I know there's dietary information for humans to say that, our plate sizes are getting too big. Is that the case with pets as well? Are our plates actually too big? We're giving them too much in that sitting?
Too much food is the basic cause of overweight. I had, even after all these years, I still see something that I've never seen before. And a few months ago, I was called out to see a dog that was lame. I requested that it came into the surgery and was told that there was no way could they get it into the car. I went to see this dog, which was a Labrador. He was about 6 years old, and I exaggerate not, he was 80 kilos in weight. Now, if he'd have been 30, I would have said, okay, he's a big dog, etc. But 80, so he was over twice his natural weight.
Wow, so hang on, 80 kilos, I'm still working in stone, so that is, it's over 10 stone.
It is indeed, isn't it?
That's ridiculous.
Well, the story is gentleman living on his own, elderly. I said to him, what are you feeding this dog? And he pointed at a dog bowl, which wasn't huge, and he said, that food's been in there for 2 days. And I looked at the food, it was sort of a biscuit type food, and it certainly looked as if it had been there 2 days. I turned round, and on the work surface, and the dimensions would be something like 2.5 feet by 2 feet by, again, probably 3 feet high, were chocolate bonio type things. And I said, are you feeding him those? And he said, well, when I go out, I give him a 6. And I said, how often do you go out? And he said, well, at least twice a day. It's no wonder that the food was left in the bowl, meaning by that, what would you choose between that if you were a dog and chocolate and that? Anyway, perhaps your listeners will recall that I think it was about 2 years ago, and I think it was down in Brighton, but that's unimportant, that 2 gentlemen again had if I remember rightly, it was either a Labrador or a Collie that was grossly overweight, and they were taken to court for animal cruelty. They were found guilty. They still wouldn't admit it, and the RSPCA took the dog away from them to prove that it would lose weight, and I think within a month that dog was looking so much better.
Wow.
And again, I can't remember all the detail, but again, it was grossly overweight.
But I thought dogs couldn't eat chocolate.
The chocolate that was used on these ones would have been non-toxic. Again, you would have to give me prior notice to look up the exact formula of the poison. I know it starts with B, but you are absolutely right that dark chocolate contains a high level of a toxin for dogs. It's amazing, however, in my experience, the amount of chocolate that's been eaten. I can remember two of our puppies, when we first had dogs, breaking down a baby gate at Christmas and raiding the Christmas tree and eating some chocolate that was on it. They didn't even have the courtesy to vomit or have diarrhea. But no, you're absolutely right. Chocolate can be toxic to dogs, and we certainly would advise not giving it.